Previously on Roll with Advantage.
Pick 2 alignments instead of just 1. In fact, most people at their core are composed of opposite traits. So, of those 4 things on the side of your character sheet, your personality traits, your ideals, your bonds, and your flaws. Your personality traits can be somewhat removed from your alignment, right? I mean, these are things like, I am somebody who enjoys spending time in libraries. I don't know if you can really say if that person is lawful, chaotic, good, evil. I don't really know. It depends on what they're doing in the library. But we can take these ideals and flaws, and one other little bonus thing I'm gonna throw in at the end, stay tuned. We can take those things and we can actually not put them with your dominant alignment, but pit them against your dominant alignment to let your secondary one emerge. And I know this is all kind of weird and theoretical. It's gonna make sense when I give these examples. So first, let's try putting one of your ideals in conflict. This would create an image of somebody who is flawed but trying to be better, right? Maybe they have a core secondary alignment down here that isn't very aspirational, and they're reaching for something better, but they struggle. An example I have of this is a righteous paladin who has a problem obeying his own tenets. Somebody like this might be dominantly lawful good and secondary chaotic neutral. They, most of the time, almost all of the time, are doing the right thing, following the law, helping out people, and doing everything they can to be this beacon of justice that they want to be. But deep inside, there is something about them that just isn't correct. That doesn't go along with this paladin ideal, and maybe they even became a paladin in order to tame this part of themselves. Every once in a while, and this is where you can use the other pieces, the bonds and flaws, this ideal of theirs gets kind of tossed to the side, and their true, deep core nature of being chaotic neutral emerges. They make a mistake, they act rashly, they do something just because it feels good in the moment, even if it isn't the lawful thing to do. Second idea is to put a bond in conflict. This is a character that has a person in their life or is part of an organization that doesn't align with who they are at their core and causes them to sometimes have to make choices where they pit their morals against the people they love. An example of this could be a virtuous criminal, kind of the opposite of our last example. This could be somebody that is chaotic neutral most of the time, but at their core maybe is a chaotic good person. Maybe their friends or this thieving organization that they're part of causes them to have to be a criminal most of the time, but maybe they lived a hard life. They got taken in by this group, and if they had a choice to be living a different life, they would. Maybe they feel like they owe this organization something, but at their core, they don't actually believe in the things they're doing. Maybe they see what they're doing as an end to justify the means, redistributing wealth to the poor people that were like them in an earlier stage of life. There's a lot of ways that this could go, but the basic idea is that this character has who they are and what they believe, and the crowd that they run with, and they really care about both, and sometimes they clash. Third, this is perhaps the most obvious, but place a flaw in direct conflict with your alignment. Now, this is just something that, in this case, would be deeper than the flaws like, I really like gold, or I'm very attracted to pretty faces, things that the book provides. Maybe it's a flaw that actually is a gap in your morality. Someone who is typically a virtuous and well-meaning person, but has one experience in their life or one misconceived notion about the world that causes them to occasionally dip into a negative moral alignment. Maybe your character is a lawful neutral type, a wizard, an adjudicator, a druid or something, and they have a lot of customs that they follow, and for the most part, they are a very good, well-meaning person who helps out other people and keeps balance. But maybe there's something about their past, their beliefs, or their system that is flawed and ends up hurting people, and they dip into lawful evil. They still believe they're doing the right thing, they still operate within their own code, but there's a part of them that's lawful evil deep down. There's a part of them that actually wants to use their system to take advantage of a certain group, or maybe unawareedly take advantage of a certain group. Unawareedly? Unawaringly? English is a mess. And fourth, my hidden bonus. This is a character that is defined significantly by a trauma. Now, all characters, just like all people, have wounds. They have things in their past that start to define who they are, and they have to overcome them. But what if you're a character that has recently or significantly gone through some sort of trauma to the point where it corrupts your alignment? It makes you see the world through a cloudy, foggy lens, unable to actually perceive what is happening around you. Somebody with a trauma-based primary or secondary alignment is someone whose worldview is skewed by pain, not who they are. And the example I want to use is actually the character I'm playing in the Salamander Coast campaign on this channel, Cecily. I don't want to get into it too much right now. If you're curious, you can watch the Salamander Coast here on YouTube, and there's a stream for it on Twitch. I'm sure Joe will put links wherever he needs to.
You're goddamn right.
But Cecily, the poor kid, has been through so much, and her actual core character is not the character that she has become in order to survive the harsh realities of her world. Her dominant alignment, and the way I roleplay her 80 to 90% of the time, is chaotic neutral. She takes what she can get, she doesn't let other people in on her plans, and in general, she has a low trust of other people. A lot of this just comes from survival. She believes that if there is something that appears nice, it's gonna end up hurting her in some way. Or if there's somebody that it looks like she can trust, they're gonna turn around on her and use that trust to hurt her at some point. This makes her shell chaotic neutral. But every once in a while, because she's now with a party of fellow players that are actually emotionally supportive and want the best for her, her neutral good, true alignment deep down occasionally peeks out. And maybe at some point, it'll actually flip around, and she will have overcome enough trauma after playing this campaign for many sessions that her primary alignment is neutral good, and the trauma just rears its chaotic neutral head once in a while. So these 4 ways that I've just provided are examples of how you can use this alignment cross system in order to delve into a character a little bit more from the offset and give them complexity and ambiguity. There are multiple other ways to approach this that you can also go at it from. There can be a lot of reasons that a secondary alignment exists. So again, if alignment seems a little too simple to you, you don't really use it at your table, maybe you just haven't thought about it in a long time, maybe this will give you a bit of a fresh way to look at it and to complexly use the systems that are provided in the book. Not every character needs to have 2 alignments. You don't even need to worry about alignment at all to make a good character. But I give you a tool. Hopefully it is useful in some way. My name is Mark J. Judge. That's it for this video.